The Canadian Legislative Pulse is a cross-jurisdictional bills and regulations tracking service. The Pulse enables you to monitor the progress of a bill and to keep track of the changes proposed to specific acts. It comprises of two main components. The first one is a service that allows you to find changes to legislation, whether by running a search or by browsing the Explore content pod. The second one is an email alert service to notify you of proposed changes to legislation you're interested in. The service began in 2002 for bills, while regulations were added 5 years later in 2007. One of the application's key features is the ability to track changes that occurred between visits. We use the time difference between your logins to determine what information has been updated since your last login and highlighted for you. The timestamp in the top menu bar identifies the last time you logged in. It can also be clicked to modify the time to an earlier date to see what, if anything, has changed since then. What's new is clearly marked in the Explore content pod. Anytime you see an updated button with a green background, it means that the legislation for that jurisdiction has been updated since the last time you logged in. Bills and Acts section is found on the left and has a blue view button, while Regulations section is on the right side of the screen and has a purple view button. Again, all updates to these sections are highlighted in green. To keep you informed on the coming into force date of older bills and acts, we created the Other Proclamations section. This section covers acts that predate the inception of the Pulse service but have parts coming into force after Pulse was originally released in 2002. Click on a button under the Current Session column to access the bill tracking table for the current session for that jurisdiction. To access bill tracking tables for any other session, click on the button under the Previous Sessions column for a desired jurisdiction and then select the session from the index page. Let's click on the current session for Federal Common Bills. By default, the table is organized by bill number, but this can be adjusted by clicking on the Sort By drop-down and selecting your desired option. If a blue dot or a blue info icon is present, it means that the information is either new or has been updated since you last logged in. If you notice, bill titles do not always include the names of acts that will be impacted. By clicking on the eye icon next to the bill title, editorial footnotes will tell you which acts are affected by a bill. If there is a date in the effective date column, it means that the bill will come into force in its entirety on this date. C note or C bill mean that parts of the legislation will come into force at a later time. Thus, the details in the effective date column play a key role in informing you when the changes to the law will occur. On the left-hand side of the bill tracking table, the blue G signifies a public bill, while pink P represents a private member's bill. The red stars indicate that the bill has gone to committee and has likely been amended as a result. To track the bill's progress through the legislature, use checkboxes on the left to select your bills and then click on the Add to Folder button. Next, choose from your existing folders, or if you would like to create a new one, click the Create New Folder button. You can select specific times when you would like to receive alerts. We update the progress of bills on a daily basis, one update in the morning and one in the afternoon. The updates are to the site itself. Let's look at regulations. Regulations date back to 2007. The first column indicates the regulation number. The next column addresses the title of the regulation. The eye icon indicates what regulations have been amended. The third column lists the name of the act under which the regulation falls. This is called the Enabling Act. The fourth column provides a link to the relevant gazette, and the last column is the in-force information. For more details on this or any other feature of the platform, please contact customer service or the training team to arrange a session.